there are couples that are together and people have given up big portions of themselves for the relationship, thinking that's the only way the relationship's going to work. And then obviously they're very resentful for it. But I think as you get older and I think as relationships start to mature, because I think it's important for us as we continue to grow as people, are we going to give each other the space? And it may not be the physical space, but it may be the space to aspire to do the things that we want to individually do because you want to live your whole life.
Welcome to the Push Podcast. Why push? Because a nudge is just too friendly.
And friend, we're here to help you get your shit together. I'm Eddie.
And I'm Janelle.
And we're the Copelands.
We've got 3 daughters, 2 businesses, a mortgage, and lots of responsibilities. So just like you, we're struggling to find that perfect balance of ambitious go-getter hustle while still staying present, loving our kids, and working on our relationship.
And doing the laundry, going to the grocery store. Oh, and don't forget being mindful.
Yeah, all of the stuff. So if you're juggling all the things, but you're also trying to get to the next level, guess what? You're in the right place. So get ready to be pushed. Hey guys, welcome back to the Push Podcast. I'm Janelle.
And I'm Eddie.
And this is Jessica. Hey guys. Wow.
You said
she
this
covered
is
her
like,
mouth,
like,
you guys.
like
this is my
people,
sister Jessica.
You said this is like as if people can see her.
I also pointed to her for her to be cued to say, hey, I'm Jessica. Can you pay attention, sis?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to prep for the episode.
All right. So today's going to be lighthearted. This is episode number 46. And this is going to be a little bit of random stuff just to kind of make you laugh on a Tuesday.
It's not random. Here's the thing. So I have a what in the world. Can I give my what in the world?
You start, Eddie.
So,
start. Go ahead. It's all you.
I don't know if you guys already know my wife. And obviously,
I don't know if you know my wife. I'm the host of the show.
But maybe it's their first time tuning in.
Yeah, maybe this is your first time
Jessica.
tuning in. If you ever want to understand. So my wife has been posting herself with plants lately, not just plants, succulents.
Okay.
And if you are kind of learning who Janelle is, she gets a little obsessed. Like she gets to a place where
an obsessive personality.
Yeah, like you literally have called out for work the whole week just so that you can buy plants.
Call out of work, my own business.
Wait, so it started off with like a couple of succulents.
Okay.
Then she started going to friends' house, cutting their succulents out of their yard.
With their permission, by the way.
Which I didn't even know you could do. Like transplanting, like this family of succulents no longer are a family. They are like been removed from their home.
It's a problem.
Now our backyard has about 17,000 plants.
It's a nursery.
So
what's your point?
My point is...
What is your point?
There exactly. Is no point. My point is that my question is what has gotten you to this place where you're so obsessed with succulents? Like she's literally walking around with aprons and like digging her hand in soil and like doing all this stuff. Where is this coming from?
Well, okay. I've never really been a big gardener.
Yeah.
I've also never really had patience.
In the past, you've actually said, I don't think I ever liked
No, I don't have a green thumb.
You do now.
You might now.
Yeah.
I definitely do now. But I also don't ever, when do I take the time to just like sit and like do something that, I might like this?
Yeah.
When was the last time I actually had a hobby? I'll ask you that.
A hobby?
Yeah.
I don't think you have hobbies. You have like points of interest. Yeah, you have obsessions that have a season in your life.
Then if you know me, why are we talking about this?
And then once it's over, you set it on fire.
You'll have 0 succulents by December.
Throws gas on it and just lights that shit up. And then all of a sudden.
Well, I'll give them away. The issue is they're all over the backyard. And yes, it looks like a nursery because we're getting ready to start.
Everywhere.
We're getting ready to start some home improvements, right? And so
because we need succulents in order to do that.
Listen, fool, I want to plant them, but I can't plant them in the backyard because we need a new fence in the backyard first. I can't plant them in the bushes or the rose beds in the front, the planters, because we're going to repaint the house.
Yeah.
So I have to wait and hoard them for a little while. But I have been giving them away.
Yeah, you have.
So again, what's your point?
Like how many have you given away?
A solid 10.
You've given away
Well,
10,
anytime you can give away 10 anything, you have a lot of it.
You're knee deep in your obsession right now.
I am. What is the point?
There's no point.
Does it bring me joy?
It's like, what in the world is going on?
Does it bring me joy?
It does bring you joy.
Okay.
And I got to tell you light up and you love it. And I love that you love it.
Yeah, like right now, you guys, Jordan has friends over because she's celebrating her birthday. And I want my baby girl to celebrate her birthday. But I wanted them to leave before the sun went down so I could go outside and play with my succulents.
Yeah.
So there.
She calls them names. She refers to them as
Her.
she, her, you know.
Those are their
look at
pronouns.
this one. Oh, she's so, look, oh my gosh, she's sunburned. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. That's my way.
That's so welcome to the episode, guys, where we're talking about
where we're roasting my wife.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
but I wanted to that was my what in the world.
Okay.
Okay. So I just wanted to share that with the world.
What's your what in the world for this week, sis? What in the world are you doing here?
Yeah,
Actually.
without my family.
Why are you here without your husband and your kid?
The house is being tented. And so my husband and son are at his sister's house.
Mhm.
And I'm hanging out with my sister.
Yeah.
Because someone's got to work.
Because you're working?
You live close to my job. So
Yeah.
I decided to crash with you guys.
Got it. Okay. Well, welcome.
Thanks.
Welcome to the Push Podcast.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
So I'll just give you guys a little bit about my sister. She moved into this home with us when she was 19, got married, left when she was 31.
I'm pretty sure that's not accurate.
That is totally
This
accurate.
is the first time I've been able to defend myself on this podcast.
So, anyways, you're visiting,
Mm-hmm.
not moving in, but
Right.
you're
It's
visiting.
great to be back.
No, we miss you. So we're doing keto together. I
Mhm.
did have pizza today. I cheated,
Yeah, so
but
you're not doing keto.
Yeah.
I'm
not
doing keto.
as of right now. Well, as of right now, I am because you made a delicious meal.
I
So
did cookie dinner.
okay, so Jessica is the type of person who likes to be prepared. Stop shaking your foot. She was like, wait, let's do this another time when we're prepared. And we're like, that's not how the Push Podcast works.
No,
so
we push through. We just
she
keep going.
wants to talk to us about something. You're going to ask questions.
I don't want to. I'm being forced to.
It's true. So you're going to be the moderator. You have these secret questions.
Well,
that
you didn't give
wanna
me
ask.
enough time to prepare, so I have 7.
Okay, we don't need a lot of questions. Like,
Okay.
okay, give me an example of one. What are we going to talk about? What do you
Well-
want us to talk about?
Eddie already covered current obsessions, but we
Yeah.
didn't get your current obsession.
I don't really have a current obsession. I would say I've been obsessed with history lately because of everything that's going on. I have been like knee deep in Reconstruction history.
Mhm.
Obviously, our family is a musical theater family, so we've been watching
We've
Hamilton.
been obsessed with Hamilton.
Hamilton, which is almost 3 hours, which we've watched almost 4 times now.
Yeah, you were the last one, and I
yes.
just told him last night.
Yes,
I
you
said,
told me-
no more. We're gonna not
She said
introduce
no
any
new-
more of the
She said
world
no new people
to
to
Hamilton. No
in
new
our
people.
house.
I'm not sitting there for another 3 hours. That was fun with you because I wanted to see you respond and react, and your enjoyment was
It was
fulfilling.
good. It was good.
But I don't want to do that with anyone
Yeah,
else.
she said, I don't want to do that to anyone else. I said, okay, so from now on, we'll tell people, oh,
You
you
should
should go
watch
watch
that.
it.
You should watch
on
it.
your own time.
On your own time.
Every single one of you fools
Yeah.
when I got here said separately.
watch
So
it.
No,
my
they
obse-
asked me,
Yeah.
have you seen Hamilton yet?
We did.
Have you
Yeah.
seen Hamilton yet?
We're a little obsessed.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah. So my obsession, I think I've been like history. I'm reading Frederick Douglass's biography, or one of his many books about him. And
And
It's a
Eddie
very
wants to
thick
have
book.
any conversation with anyone that will listen about history.
yeah, I love it.
You've also been playing basketball a lot.
Oh,
I have.
Mhm.
I have.
He either rides his bike or walks down to the school at the corner by
Wait,
himself.
Why are you
He's
saying it like that?
By yourself. I was just gonna say, who are you playing basketball
by himself. He asks me almost every day, "You want to go shoot around?" And I
Aw.
go, "No, I don't."
with? Well, it's also 500 degrees outside.
I don't. That's me. That's
No,
me
thanks.
as a wife. No, honey, I don't. Have fun.
Yeah.
I kiss you goodbye.
Yeah. And I
And
have
you have fun.
I have fun. I come back sweaty as all hell.
Yeah. Because it's in the triple digits right now.
Yeah.
And that to me does not
No,
sound fun.
It's the
at
opposite
all.
of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I go there. I shoot around. I do all kinds of little drills and stuff as if like I'm training for the NBA. But it's a really good workout. It makes me feel like I'm young and athletic, and I love it.
And then your knees hurt and then you ice.
Not anymore. So my knees hurt when I first started. Now I'm good.
Okay.
Now I'm all
Be
good.
careful.
Yeah.
Next question.
Random weirdest things you've been watching on TV.
Oh God, I could tell you.
What?
Will and Jada. That was random and weird.
Oh, I mean,
right? I
don't
wouldn't say they're weird.
No,
I mean,
that's-
I really like them.
No, okay,
both.
so we like the Red Table Talk with
yeah,
Will and
but I think the
Jada.
whole situation is kind
Right.
of weird.
So in case you don't know, Will Smith and Jada did a Red Table Talk the other day because there is an artist, August Alsina, that came clean apparently about some relationship that he had with Jada for many years. And it was all over, the media. So she said that she was bringing herself to the red table to come clean and have some healing. And so we watched that. But then it turns out that this guy, August Alsina, the Mr. What is he called? What is it called?
Sancho.
What does that even mean?
Okay.
I don't know.
The side dude, he was actually a guest on the Red Table Talk back in 2018. So we did a little research. We watched that. We felt a little stalkerish.
We got knee deep in the rumors and all the crazy stuff.
Which is not something we normally do, but COVID. And I don't know, I'm going to blame it on that because we didn't have anything better to do.
I was very surprised to hear that you were on this train.
Yeah.
Eddie.
And he was very involved in this.
And here's the thing. And I will tell you, because we've watched them and we've watched some of the things they've talked about.
And we
Will
like
Smith,
their union and what they represent.
And they usually have really, really great conversations about marriage, about family. And there's a lot of things that we agree with. And so to see them go through something like this, I just was intrigued about how they handled it and where it kind of came from. But they've spoken about this in their relationship, having to have broken up in their marriage, but remained married.
Which we agree.
Yeah.
Like you go through, I don't know, sis, do you agree? Like you go through parts of your relationship, your marriage, especially when you're 15 years in like we are. There's certain times like that was a rough patch. I didn't really like you.
Yeah.
We needed to kind of break up a little bit, distance ourselves. Not like you move out, I move out, but there's going to be times throughout a 25, 45 year marriage where it's not your best season.
Yeah.
And we're totally thinking that, they have to go through this publicly and that sucks. Right.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's tough. But we also think that some of what they talk about, like he said many times before, there's nothing she can do that's a deal breaker.
Right.
Like we are married till death do us part.
Right.
We believe that.
Absolutely.
He said this after though, right?
No, he said this before.
He said that many times.
He said,
And so we've adopted some of those like, oh, we really like that.
Yeah.
You get married and it's conditional. I'll love you unless you cheat on me.
Right.
I'll love you and do all of these things if you hold your end of the bargain. It's conditional.
Yeah, it's constantly about like you having to make me happy. And once you stop making me happy, then we have a problem.
Love,
right? Whole love. Or
I'm not going to do my duties or my part of this relationship because you're not fulfilling your end of the bargain. And when we heard that was like, I don't want to love you conditionally based on what you do.
Right.
There's to be times where maybe you're coming up short and I'm going to hold the team or vice versa. So that's kind of why we were so intrigued by it.
And I think when you have a couple like that, that's really successful in the kind of the material world, like to see them say out loud, like, hey, we live these two lives and we decide to live them together.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times in marriage, people lose their identity. They lose who they are because either it's a compromise in the relationship. They're giving up part of themselves in order to allow this relationship to continue or to allow this relationship to flourish. But to know that you can have individual lives and individual aspirations and then decide that this person's going to be my partner in that. And there are going to be times that, we may not see eye to eye, but this is a lifelong journey.
Yeah. I really liked that. At one point she was talking about how unhappy she was. And he was like, okay, just go find happiness. Cause I want to just see if it even exists. Like, are you even capable of being happy?
That's crazy.
So what she learned was like, I was waiting and expecting for him to make me happy. And he was right. Like if I can't make my own self happy, then I damn sure can't expect for you to make me happy.
Right.
And so think about all that resentment you could hold on to someone like, oh, he doesn't make me happy. He doesn't do this. Bitch, make your own self happy.
Times years.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she said, I haven't been happy in a very long time.
Right.
She said, I haven't felt good.
Oh, that's right.
In a really long
this is not what the Push podcast is about. We can't get all juicy in it.
Yeah.
So not to
Hashtag entanglement.
Right.
Okay.
Not to be gossipy because that's not what this is about. But, the point is we're talking about this because yes, we were watching that, but talking about another marriage that's kind of been entangled and untangled. Rachel Hollis and Dave Hollis. I don't know if you guys follow them. She has a book, many books, but they're in the public eye and they recently announced that they were getting divorced. Here's the thing. I immediately read it and felt sad. Like, oh God, that was
Anytime
really sad.
Marriage is coming to an end.
Yeah, especially if you have a history, you have young kids, you've got a business together. But I looked at the comments and I would tell you, do you agree? 98% of them were like, what the hell?
Yeah,
they were
bad.
upset. They were like coming for them because they have a podcast on relationships and marriage together. They host
marriage conferences.
Yeah.
They do, like, this is their brand to show you how to have a great marriage, how to have more sex with your husband,
how to work through a bad marriage.
Right. How to be thriving in your relationship, how to, I mean, literally, it's everything together, the Rise Together podcast, right? So when they announced it, to me, I was just like, oh, that really sucks. But people were like, I want my money back. I want my money back. What a fraud. How unauthentic. Just last week, you had a podcast telling me how great your marriage was. And now you're saying in this post that you've been struggling for 3 years. In that 3 years, you've had many conferences, you've hosted so many podcasts, right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see like what your guys' take on this topic is, because I feel like it's no one's freaking business, but it's the trade-off when you live a public life.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that the tough thing is that you can be working on a lot of things in your marriage that could be working, that could be effective strategies, and it still not work.
Right.
And I think when they do these conferences and they do these things and they're trying to help people, I think they're doing with the right intentions. I think they're probably even talking about the right things that people should be doing. But everybody's marriage is going to be different, and there's going to be different obstacles that they're trying to overcome. And they probably met an obstacle that they just couldn't overcome.
I'm going to tell you this, though. Like, if we're struggling for 3 years in our marriage, I can't fake the funk. Like, most people know me well enough to know if I don't want to be around you because we're not getting along, it's not going to be something I can fake. I can't get on this podcast and pretend, to give marriage advice, because I would literally say, I feel like a fraud right now. We are struggling with this. Like, I'm way too honest. You know this. Both of you know this, right?
And I think that's why their followers feel so quote unquote betrayed.
And I understand that, but also my initial response was, God, that's sad.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect that people would be so vocal about how dare you? You're so inauthentic, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, this is like a grieving, torn apart family, right? But I am going to tell you, there's no way, no money, no business venture, no conference, no commitment that we could have that I wouldn't call off if we were having problems.
Right. Yeah.
There's no way that I can fake the funk. With anything.
Well, you're not getting rid of me anytime soon. So I know,
but I think it's just so important. Like, I'm looking at some of these.
With that.
Yeah. I'm looking at some of these comments though, like where they're saying just last Tuesday, you had this episode, and it's like, yeah, I agree with that. I could not do anything with you fun or outgoing or live this public life with you if we were struggling behind closed doors.
Yeah, and I think
there would be no push podcast.
And obviously, we don't know the dynamics and all that, but I will tell you that for people who are listening to this right now, like, how does that resonate with you? Well, I would say that anytime that your relationship is under fire, right, and it will be, I think you do have to kind of push away, and I think you do have to find that silence and say, okay, we need to figure this out before we say one more word to the people that rely on us. Because if we can't be right, then the things that we're talking about are just not going to resonate, and they're not going to be authentic. And then that's when you get the backlash, because people, they're following them because of the fact that they feel like they're real.
Right.
And then they find out that you weren't as real as we thought you were.
So you get it, right, sis?
Oh, yeah, totally.
What's your take on it?
I was the moderator.
She's the moderator.
Well, I can see both sides, because as someone that follows them, I can, looking back at their posts, like, oh man, that kind of sucks. All of the advice. Was it real? Were they being authentic? But then being married, like, it's none of your guys' business what is happening in my marriage and why it's failing. And I don't owe you an explanation.
Yeah. See, the difference is, though, like, I'd say that. I don't owe you shit, but this is what I'm giving you because
people
have been public.
But immediately saying to themselves, you made it my business when you marketed yourself as an example.
And I agree with that. Like, you say that you're the example for what a good marriage should look like. I'm disappointed now that you're not together in a good marriage.
And you never know that maybe they are an expert because the fact that maybe it was supposed to be over 10 years ago and then their expertise carried them another 10 years.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. But I want to send them love because that's tough.
Yeah. But I also wanted to say this because I thought that this was interesting about kind of the Will and Jada thing in that essence, that when you don't find your own happiness, and then you blame the other person for that. Mm-hmm. And then you hold hostage the harmony and the love in the relationship. Mm-hmm. And then you wonder why it never gets better. Mm-hmm. And so many relationships are like that. Mm-hmm. Like someone is holding the love and the harmony and the joy hostage on their end because they're not happy with themselves, yet they don't have the awareness to see it. Mm-hmm. And they're blaming the other person for their being dissatisfied with life because of the things that they allowed. Like one of the things that we thought was interesting is she admitted that she allowed her every decision that was made in her house, whether it was Will pursuing his career and everything, that
she allowed it to happen on everyone else's terms.
Right.
Mm. She wasn't like saying, hey, you know what? This is what I believe marriage should be. This is what I want to do as a working mom. Hey, waving my hands over here. My career as an actress is important too. She was just kind of like admittedly being the victim. Mm. I had to stay home with the kids. I had to put my career on hold. I had to do this. And so now fast forward, the Jada today says, you know, I made the decision to do things Will's way and we had to break it in order to fix it.
Yeah.
Mm. And that's really powerful.
That is.
You know.
And that's in everything. I think when you have anything in life, any relationship you have, if it's off course and it's not what it's supposed to be, I think you do have to break it. You do have to like say, we need to start all over with something new, with a new foundation, with a new understanding of what this relationship is all about. And that's a powerful thing.
Mm-hmm. We talked about this in another episode, sis. I'm not sure if you heard it, but T.I., the rapper, and his wife, Tiny. Mm-hmm. So they were married forever since they were really young. He is very much like the woman does this and the woman, traditional. And he went away to jail and his wife was holding it down. Well, when he came back, she had kind of like said, this is what I'm doing now. And she said, and he didn't like it. So that was causing conflict. And she said something along the lines of, you know, you took my voice away from me, blah, 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 blah. And he said, wait a second, I didn't take shit away from you. You forfeited and gave it up because you knew what I wanted. So that made you a fraud. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was really powerful. But a lot of women don't want to take responsibility for that because at the end of the day, when you enter into a relationship, you are willing to compromise because you know what kind of person that man or that woman's looking for. Mm-hmm. So you want to put yourself in this box that fits their expectations. So technically you are making you're giving up your power or whatever. So you can't flex that like years later and be like, you stole this from me. No, you gave it up.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think what the hard thing with that is there are marriages right now, there are couples that are together and people have given up big portions of themselves for the relationship, thinking that's the only way the relationship's going to work. And then obviously they're very resentful for it. But I think as you get older and I think as relationships start to mature, because I think it's important for us as we continue to grow as people, are we going to give each other the space? And it may not be the physical space, but it may be the space to aspire to do the things that we want to individually do because you want to live your whole life. You want to have a full life and you don't want to say, I didn't do these things because my wife wouldn't be happy with it.
Well, we just talk about everything.
Yeah.
Like there was an opportunity for me to open a restaurant, which was around the time where, you know, that would have required a lot of work and dedication and me being away. It was also a time where you were getting ready to be promoted at work and get transferred. And I told you, I said, it's not fair that you get promoted, you get transferred, and I just pick up the pieces. When an opportunity comes up for me, I have to see how I can work, you know, my job or this opportunity around our family. And I remember I just said, it's not fucking fair.
Yeah.
And you said, I'm really sorry. You're right. It's not. And it wasn't like you were like, oh, well, deal with it.
Right.
But we knew that was the reality.
And I think that those are things that you make sacrifices or you make compromises as the years go beyond. But it has to be something I think that has to be fair. It has to be a place where you say, okay, we've done this for you. Let's do this for you.
Right.
Right. Or
But I think the point is though that's maturity in your relationship where you can communicate about things without throwing things or yelling and screaming or letting resentment kind of linger. Like now, us 15 years in, how many years have you been married now? Do you know?
7.
Jesus.
7 in November.
Okay. So 7 years into marriage, do you think that now you guys are mature enough to say, hey, I want to talk to you about something like this isn't working?
So
sure.
if Tony said, hey, I want to be an astronaut. You know, I've been reading these books and
I would say, okay, that sounds great. Let's talk about it. I support you. I love you. But let's back up a couple steps and let's talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, let's make it more realistic.
15 years for him to become an astronaut.
I don't know how comfortable I would be. Like, how long are you going to be gone? How many children do we have at this point? Am I going to be alone with them for 5 months?
But that's a really interesting concept, right? Like, you wake up in the morning and you say, I'm 50 years old, and all my life I have wanted to do this thing. And the person you're looking at goes, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but 50 is different. Your kids are gone. Like, if I tell you at 50, I want to be an astronaut, I expect you to be like, all right, babe, rock that shit.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
I mean,
that's a good point.
So
okay, so let's say you're
different.
30, 35.
Okay, let's say, how old's Tony right now? You guys are young and you don't know. Okay.
He's 38.
Okay. Jesus. He's 38. You guys are young married couple. You're going to have another baby. You have a 3-year-old right now, right?
Wait,
and
we are not going to have another baby.
You're not?
Not now. You made it seem like I'm with a child.
Yeah.
I just had to clear that up. It sounded like that.
Why is the paparazzi coming for you? But if Tony said, okay, I've been thinking about it really hard and I'm going to be a rapper. I want to be a rapper. You should see her face. She just covers her face. Certain things like that, you're like, okay, what if he said, I want to be a professional dancer. I'm going to start taking hip hop classes and you're shaking your head. They cannot see you.
Here's the thing. You want to be supportive as a spouse, but you also want to be very realistic.
I think this is why the Push Podcast is so important, is because like personal development is so important so that you get to a place and you get the financial freedom that you need so that you could do crazy shit.
But if you said, honey, I want to quit working my corporate job or my job that's very convenient and reliable and stable because I want to be an actor, no.
But it also
you
depends
cannot do that right now.
It also depends to like, you know, your spouse. If you know like deep down in your heart, like, oh my gosh,
always wanted to be a dancer, which Tony has.
Like, I think this is sort of real. It's just like, oh my God, this could happen.
He wants to be a dancer.
Has he told you this in private?
I think he wants to be an R&B singer.
Things that you don't know about. Just kidding.
He's like, I really want to be an R&B singer. I want to bring R&B back.
Oh my gosh. It's true.
I'm sweating.
All right, let's move on. Give me another question.
Let's do some more lighthearted.
Are we going to rapid fire these?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
What superpower do you wish you had?
Why are you asking questions like this? Superpower that I wish that I had. I literally have no clue. Pass.
You go, Eddie.
Okay. I want to just be able to do everything super fast. So if I get a book, I can read a book in like 50 seconds.
So superpower speed.
Speed.
I like that.
I'm going from
fast.
Yeah, I can do anything fast. Read fast. I can listen to something at 100 times fast.
I'll tell you what I don't want. I don't want to read people's minds. I don't want to know what the hell people are thinking.
I used to want to read people's minds, but
nah. I don't care so much.
You can, especially these days.
Yeah, you keep your little thoughts.
You keep that shit.
They're probably not good anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Superpower, no?
I don't know. Pass.
Mine?
Okay.
I'm not answering all these, but I'll answer this one.
Uh-huh.
To be able to understand and speak every language.
Well, damn.
That's good.
That's a good one, huh?
Yeah. You can work on that right now. You know.
Okay.
Download the Babbel
Only if
app.
I had your superpower speak.
Right. She's like, done. Spanish on a Tuesday.
Yeah, done. 3 dinner guests, dead or alive, whom you've never met.
This is like a whole podcast episode.
Dead or alive. Okay, so Obama's coming to the table. Okay.
We've already done this before,
have we?
I think.
No.
For sure, the Obamas.
Yeah, Obama's coming.
I want to hang out with Michelle.
Separate lists. What's yours?
Okay, separate list?
Yeah,
okay.
what's yours?
So Obama's coming to the table.
He wants to invite Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, now Frederick Douglass, because I've been reading about it. And then I would love to just sit down with Kobe, because
then I'm inviting Vanessa.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's you gonna take. You
No,
Vanessa's
I
gonna-
we have to cook for this. What are you talking
Vanessa's
about?
gonna take one of your tables, your seats.
Yeah, Vanessa and Kobe. Yeah.
Okay. We didn't say they could bring couples, but that's fine.
The rules
what?
were you're having a dinner.
Dead or alive.
Yes, whom you've never met.
We live together. We're married. We're having the same
You're
dinner.
changing the rules, but this is fine.
Okay, go. Next question.
You haven't answered 2 of them.
He already took mine, though. I want Obama. I'm down with Kobe.
One
I don't
more.
know.
Pick a girl.
I want to say Beyonce, but I don't know. Can she really have a good dinner conversation? She'd have to bring Jay-Z.
You're breaking the
You're
rules.
having a dinner party at
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
this. Okay.
Next question.
If your house was on fire, what 2 things would you run back in and get?
I'd have to grab all the hard drives.
That
Yeah.
would be mine.
Yeah.
Hard drives.
Hard drives. Yeah. And maybe my iPad. Something random.
Yeah.
Replaceable.
He would definitely grab his iPad.
Yeah. Or,
Really?
can I grab all my books?
I got one of my books.
You have a lot of
I don't know. My
Yeah.
journals would be important to me. That would suck. But definitely hard drives.
Yeah.
'Cause there's
Outside of the
more than
hard
2.
drives, it's
Yeah.
nothing else really matters.
Yeah.
We'll buy it.
Okay, this is the last one I have on my list. If you can trade lives with anyone for a day, who would it be?
Oh my God.
What are these
I
questions?
don't know.
You put me on the spot. I had 5 minutes to prepare.
We had easy questions though. Like we were talking
So,
about
okay.
like
You have to trade lives with someone. So I take their life and they take my life.
Just for a day.
Oh.
Who do you want to hang
Yeah,
out
but
in their shoes?
my
But you're
biggest
not gonna
concern-
want to be like Frederick Douglass.
yeah. Yeah. I don't want to be, no. But in
You
this
want to be someone fun. I want to be J-Lo for a day.
Yeah, but then.
I want the trainer. I want somebody to make my meals. I want
Wait,
to
that's
see
not
if
what
I
you
really
asked.
love
You said
A-Rod.
trade. So
Yeah.
that means they live your life and you live theirs.
Yeah, but you're not concerned about what
I
they're
don't
doing.
care about her. She's gonna go back to her life. I just want to know, like,
So I
you
get
have
J-Lo
24
for 24
hours.
hours.
you could have
as
J-Lo.
my wife.
He wants me to choose Charlize Theron.
No,
Eddie has an obsession with Charlize Theron, you guys.
wow.
That's why he likes when my hair is really light.
That is not the truth.
He really
Oh my
likes white girls.
Earmuffs.
Anyways,
Oh
go
my
ahead.
God. If I was a trade
24 hours.
24
Just
hours. Oh,
Get in,
God.
get out.
Jay-Z. That's a good life. I always want to know what Jay-Z does on a Wednesday at 3:00 p.m. What does he do? Is he in his studio? Is he having a business meeting? What is he doing? Can I get a day in the life of
I hope
Jay-Z,
you don't
the
get him on a
billionaire?
boring day because he's just sitting at home watching
Yeah.
TV or something. That would suck.
That would suck.
All right. Well, I hope that this random episode was informative, at least
I wanted to have a
lighthearted.
little fun today.
Yeah. Thanks for being on, sis.
It was great to be here.
Oh,
Yeah.
So the whole thing was before we turned on the microphone, she's like, can we not talk about like marriage? Because I want to talk about marriage with my husband here. So
Yeah.
it's fair.
It would be fun.
It would be fun. So we'll do an upcoming episode with your husband of 7 years, with my husband of 15 years. And we'll talk about the ups and downs of marriage because I think that's important.
Yeah.
It'll be a little bit more structured. We'll have a little bit more time to
Oh,
prepare.
God. She's the planner. I'm not. Anyways, thanks for listening, you guys. Talk to you soon.
Push through. Thank you for listening to the Push Podcast. Hey, we want to hear from you. So if you have a question or there's a particular topic that you want us to tackle and you want us to help you push through, you got to do something for us. You got to go to Apple Podcasts and you got to leave a rating and a review. And in that review, go ahead and leave that question with your Instagram handle so that we can shout you out when we actually answer the question. And we'll talk about that on the podcast and make sure that, hey, this particular podcast is made for you. So leave a rating, leave a review, leave your handle, and until next time, push through.